Imagine sitting in your seat, heart racing, palms sweating, as the plane begins to taxi down the runway. You grip the armrest so tight your knuckles turn white. Every sound feels amplified. Every small vibration sends a wave of panic through your entire body. Your mind starts racing through every worst-case scenario imaginable, and no matter how hard you try, you just cannot calm yourself down. Sound familiar? You are absolutely not alone in feeling this way. Millions of people around the world experience exactly what you just pictured, and many of them quietly avoid flying altogether because of it. But here is the thing, it does not have to be this way. Flight anxiety is real, it is valid, and most importantly, it is something you can overcome. Stay with us, because by the end of this video, you will have the exact tools to finally fly with genuine confidence and peace of mind. So what exactly is flight anxiety? At its core, it is an intense feeling of fear or dread associated with flying, whether that is before boarding, during takeoff, or even just thinking about an upcoming trip. And here is something important to know. You are far from alone in feeling this way. Studies show that nearly 25% of people experience some level of fear of flying. That is 1 in 4 people sitting in airports and airplane cabins around the world, quietly managing the same racing thoughts and uneasy feelings you might know all too well. The truth is, flight anxiety is a completely natural response. Your brain is simply trying to protect you from something it perceives as unfamiliar or dangerous. There is nothing wrong with you for feeling this way. But here is the empowering part. This fear does not have to define your choices, limit your adventures, or keep you from experiencing everything this incredible world has to offer. Awareness is everything. Why does our brain treat flying like a life-threatening situation when statistically it is one of the safest ways to travel? You are actually more likely to be involved in an accident driving to the airport than on the flight itself. But here is the thing. Your brain does not care about statistics in the moment. It is wired for survival, and anything that feels unfamiliar or uncontrollable triggers the fight or flight response. For many people, the fear comes down to a few core triggers. Loss of control is a big one. You are 35,000 feet in the air with absolutely no ability to influence what happens. For others, it is a fear of heights, claustrophobia, or even a past turbulent flight that left a lasting impression. Here is the empowering part, though. Once you identify your specific root cause, you have already taken the most important step toward overcoming it. The unknown becomes manageable, and suddenly that shaking plane feels a whole lot less threatening. Knowledge truly is power, especially when it comes to fear. One of the biggest reasons flying feels so terrifying is because most of us do not understand what is actually happening around us. Take turbulence, for example. When that plane starts shaking, your brain screams danger. But here is the truth. Turbulence is simply air movement, completely normal, and something pilots encounter on nearly every single flight. Modern aircraft are engineered to withstand forces far beyond anything experienced during a typical flight. We are talking about wings that can flex dramatically without braking, built and tested under extreme conditions. And pilots? They undergo years of rigorous training, logging thousands of hours before ever commanding a commercial aircraft. When you replace mystery with understanding, fear loses its grip, and use them right there in your seat at 30,000 feet. Because knowledge alone does not always stop a racing heart. That is where breathing and relaxation techniques become your secret weapon. Deep breathing directly signals your nervous system to calm down, shifting your body out of fight or flight mode and into a state of genuine relaxation. One of the most effective methods is the 4-7-8 technique. Here is how it works. Inhale slowly through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold that breath for 7 seconds. Then exhale completely through your mouth for 8 seconds. Now, before we continue, I want to take a quick moment because what we are sharing in this video is genuinely life-changing information. These are not just random tips thrown together. These are real, proven strategies that have helped thousands of people finally reclaim their freedom to travel. If you are finding this helpful, I want to make sure you never miss content like this again. Our channel is dedicated to bringing you practical, actionable tips on mental wellness, travel confidence, and self-improvement every single week. So right now, before we dive into the next tip, go ahead and hit that subscribe button below. It is completely free and takes literally 2 seconds. And while you are at it, tap that notification bell so you are always the first to know when we drop new content. Seriously, do it right now. Your future self will thank you. All right, let us keep going because things are about to get even better. Now let's talk about the power of staying present and redirecting your mind during a flight. One of the most effective ways to manage anxiety is simply giving your brain something else to focus on. Before your next flight, download a favorite show or movie. Create a dedicated flight playlist filled with music that calms or energizes you. Pack a book you have been meaning to read, or load up some mobile games on your phone. These simple distractions can make hours feel like minutes. But beyond distraction, mindfulness is a genuine game changer. Try a grounding exercise called the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 technique. Identify 5 things you can see, 4 things you can physically feel, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. This pulls your attention back to the present moment and interrupts the anxiety spiral before it takes hold. Another incredibly effective strategy is gradual exposure therapy, also known as gradual desensitization. The idea is simple but powerful. Instead of avoiding everything flight-related, you slowly and intentionally expose yourself to flight-related stimuli over time, allowing your brain to realize there is no real danger. You can start small. Begin by watching videos of flights online, just observing takeoffs, landings, and cabin views. Once that feels comfortable, take a trip to your local airport, not to fly, just to sit, observe, and absorb the environment. Then, when you feel ready, book a short flight, maybe just 30 minutes or an hour. Each step builds your confidence and rewires your brain's fear response. The key is patience and consistency. You are essentially teaching your nervous system to feel safe in situations it once found terrifying. Working with a therapist who specializes in phobias can make this entire process even more structured and effective, giving you professional guidance every step of the way. Over time, this rewires how your brain responds to flying. This comes from cognitive behavioral therapy, a proven approach that helps you challenge the negative stories your mind tells you. When you have flight anxiety, your brain often falls into catastrophic thinking, automatically assuming the absolute worst will happen. You might think the plane is going to crash or something is seriously wrong. But here is the thing. Those thoughts are not facts. They are just fears dressed up as reality. The key is to pause, identify that thought, and replace it with something rational and evidence-based. Instead of thinking the plane will crash, remind yourself, turbulence is simply air pockets, and this aircraft is specifically engineered to handle it safely. Pilots train for thousands of hours precisely for moments like these. Practice catching those catastrophic thoughts and consciously replacing them with truth. Stay with us. I want to take a quick second to remind you that subscribing to this channel is the single best way to keep receiving content like this. We are constantly putting out practical strategies and insights designed to help you live a more confident, fulfilling, and fearless life. Whether it is mental wellness, travel confidence, or everyday self-improvement, we have got you covered. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button right now and make sure the notification bell is turned on so you never miss a thing. It takes literally 2 seconds and it truly makes a difference. Now, I know you might be thinking we have already covered so much today, and we absolutely have, but trust me, you do not want to leave just yet. We still have one final tip coming up, and honestly, it might be the most powerful one of the entire video. It is wisdom. It is a proactive, powerful step toward living the life you truly deserve, without fear holding you back. There is absolutely no shame in seeking professional help for flight anxiety. In fact, reaching out is one of the bravest and smartest things you can do. Options like cognitive behavioral therapy can help you rewire deeply rooted fear responses over time. Hypnotherapy is another powerful approach that works by accessing your subconscious mind to reduce anxiety triggers. Many major airlines also offer dedicated fear of flying courses, combining education, breathing techniques, and sometimes even a short supervised flight. These programs have helped thousands of people reclaim their freedom. On top of that, there are excellent apps available specifically designed for anxiety management during flights, offering guided meditations, breathing exercises, and calming audio. Remember, asking for help is not weakness. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more content like this, and drop a comment below sharing your experience or which tip you are trying first. Let's do a quick recap. First, educate yourself about how planes work. Second, use breathing techniques like the 4-7-8 method. Third, practice mindfulness and distraction strategies. Fourth, try gradual exposure therapy. Fifth, reframe your negative thoughts using cognitive behavioral techniques. And sixth, never hesitate to seek professional help and use available resources. Remember, flight anxiety is absolutely conquerable.